All right, let's see if this starts working. All right, it does. Guess it says. All right, there we go. Okay, it's been a while. I gotta get back on the horse. I was on vacation for 2 weeks at a surfing, and then various crap's been going on. So hopefully I can finally get back to this and get some sort of SSL thing working. I had searched for this a minute ago and I don't think this is not getting what I actually was asking, but so the last thing I was looking into bearssl, um, but then I was thinking that I should just write to openssl API because I don't really care. Um, the biggest point, whoops, the fuck. Yeah, that's great. I don't know, just go away. I don't even know what crashed there. Um, so I have this movie on called The Atomic Brain from 1963. Oh, it's only an hour long, but it's black and white. It's about an old rich woman who is paying this scientist to develop a way to transplant a brain into another her brain into a young body. Way back in 63. Anywho, this is the wrong question. I was looking at Bear SSL, um, and I think part of my problem is I just don't care about the current thing. My God, this stuff is probably like, I gotta just get my shit together. So, is this? Oh God, it's what you get for going on vacation without really cleaning up everything. Oh, maybe there's nothing's happened. So, got a food TLS. So I think I was looking at that as this is what our figuring out the API. So, hmm. So in the Atomic Brain movie, they got three foreign, domestic house workers or whatever that they recruited from some agency, I guess, and so they came to the house to work, or they think they were going to work, but they're really the potential transplant recipients of the old woman's brain. But the old woman was just like looking over this, like the body of this woman on her back. She had like a big birthmark or something. She's like, oh, it's hideous. It's useless. This one's useless or something. So she's just like evaluating these women's bodies for her potential. But the women don't think they're like the house workers or something. So it's not really clear why they're doing this. Anyway, okay. So enough of that detour. So all of this I'm sort of wondering about now. The interesting question is that's not interesting at all. Yeah, so what the fuck am I trying to do, really? So I'm just gonna, I, if it's a library that somebody else wrote that I'm using, well, okay. I'm definitely not writing it all from scratch because I don't want to. And I don't really want to be doing this anyway. So we're definitely gonna get a library. OpenSSL is somewhat the de facto standard. And so if I do write some wrappery code, I might as well write it to the OpenSSL API because I've seen other, like Wolf SSL has their own API, but they have some sort of compatibility layer. Um, Also, I know OpenSSL has everything you need to like create certificates and everything, which I think is somewhat questionable maybe on some of the other ones. I don't know. So like so I need to be able to generate self-signed certs, TLS. Nice if could somehow still read the file descriptor without changing code. Um, Kernel TLS, I think, is what you'd have to do to use this. But any any scenario someone might have come up with. So like, so because somewhere we call accept, we do some stuff, and then somewhere we're gonna actually do the request somehow. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah. So here. So it'd be great if I didn't have to do anything different with my socket reading. So I think you would have to always, that would require kernel TLS. Kernel TLS. So the fuck is a ULP? Oh, upper layer protocol. Uh, oh my God. And the atomic brain, the old lady just started railing against one of the potential transplant women to like, I don't want you running up and down the stairs. It's gonna make your legs ugly because they'll get muscles. There's a separate socket option for moving the transfer. This coffee is shit. What the fuck is that lady's accent supposed to be? She's supposed to be British. It's Krista first. So who is using this? So they're just setting the various parameters, I guess, into this crypto info that you then add on here. So somehow I'd have to set up the. Surely somebody's done all this though, like in openssl or something, so that you can do this. Wait, this is using send. No, does this? You can just do read and write, right? Hey, I was gonna try that. See what the AI responses are to trying to do this task. Oh, that's interesting. She would have to do that anyway. Hmm. Also, I only want to support like 1.3, which I think is the latest. So there was some sort of patch set. Oh yeah. The other thing is for Mac OS, um, include source tree since Mac OS doesn't include openssl anymore. Sort of. At least you can't link just dash L SSL like you used to could. Apparently, they want you to use their higher level libraries. What a surprise! But I assume I can just build openssl with only the things I need within my tree and then statically link it in, and then none of that matters anyway. Which is generally what I want anyway. I don't really care if it's openssl. I just want an easy thing to. And it does look like you can do this. There's some sort of patch. Did they actually even add this? This is a commit. So what the 2018. So either it's integrated or not. Um, guess yeah, this is the argument is that you can do the hardware. Oh, yeah, you can do send file too. Well, I mean, you put a cat brain in there, didn't you? Yeah, I feel like we definitely want this. Right. And though we're not really doing the files, oh, resources, but right. I don't think I have any hardware stuff. But the zero copy sentence is kind of interesting. None of this, oh, how it uses. Mainly it would have to come in here. At this point. Oh, yeah, this was just trying to read stuff into this input buffer. Basically, it tries to read in the entire header, I think is what's assumed in some fashion. I forgot what I did though to avoid going past the beginning of like the body. It's been a while. Still all reading stuff or scanning. HTTP is such a fucking terrible protocol. I don't, it's just kind of mind boggling. I mean, the only reason it survives is it got, you know, it's seemingly simple enough or easy enough, but it's still just kind of like pointlessly verbose and whatnot. Like you could probably get all the information into like 164-bit integer that you need, and even that's probably wasted, that you need for request response stuff. So like, you know, all of this fucking parsing. That's got to go on for every single request. And like the HTTP 2 and 3 stuff doesn't make it any better, just more complication. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how much time people must waste with this, which arguably I am still wasting right now. So at this point is when it routes the actual request. So I don't know. What the fuck? Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Uh, um, copy the headers. Ignore. Yeah. Oh. So how does that work with the put or post where the request body, like after this, let's not get sidetracked. So when I have to look at example first, I guess, but when actually can I put this in here? It's probably here we're doing set socket options. And here is when we first get the client thing. You gotta know what the host. Oh no, we're not doing any virtual hosts or anything. I'm not doing that. Yeah, there's no virtual host on this machine, so you don't need any of the server name indicator SNI stuff. No vhosts or SNI necessary. Okay. Um. So we don't need the server certificate will be set up during main. We don't. We're only gonna. You can't change the certificate while it's running either. You just have to. You have to restart to change the certificate. The server certificate. I would like to eventually support client certificates. That's part of this whole thing too. So I would like to try to figure out a way to do that for authentication instead of cookies. The way most of these things are written makes it very, or web servers were written in the past, made it difficult or annoying to use client certs, or if you're behind a proxy thing, or I don't know, there's just a lot of problems. So anyway, So that's that part. The receive, so accept. Yeah, I think there's usually like a accept TLS is what I'm gonna end up with. So let me scan through this before I go make more coffee. Performance plus the one plus minus is you don't actually, it's handled in the kernel. So like there's a bug or I don't know. If there's a problem with the kernels, you're fucked regardless. So well, if you offload it to hardware, it might reduce CPU cycles, but obviously if it's just running in the kernel, that's not going to be offloading shit. Plus, they're basically first and third one are the same. 3.0 or above. I think that's whatever. Now, okay, so there's minimal information here. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, side problem with this though is obvious. Uh, KTLS is Linux only, I think. Mac OS kernel TLS. Let's see. Hmm. 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 So it sounds like I'm just not going to be able to do this. So yeah, whatever. So apparently there is stuff in FreeBSD, not surprisingly, but I guess that doesn't exist in. So, oh, where did that thing go? I guess I should read through that. Actually, I don't need to read through this. Because I don't. Okay, I forgot. Uh, because KTOS actually is not Linux only entirely. I think the general problem here sounds like uh so let me just try. How do you get to Okay. Is there a page here? What the? Okay. So in the atomic brain, there's the woman's about to get the transplant, I guess, or do the transplant, but she apparently like killed off her husband, whatever, some older dude or same age as her. I think she killed him off because she's like, yeah, once I'm this young woman, you got this young buddy, I'm not going to want this old bastard anymore. So I think she would say that that's basically that's why she killed him. But at no point, I guess, was having him do a brain transplant on the table. I don't understand where the code was. So looking at Gemini, um, let's see, what do I need? What is a good TLS library for Linux or Mac OS to integrate directly into a C source tree? Compile and statically link into program. I don't know. Embed TLS and Wolf SSL. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, none of that. The atomic brain, they're like putting cat brains in humans, and it looks like they put a human brain into a cat. But it's like we have some very practical problems getting this human brain into the cat skull. It's unclear what they're doing with the young woman, though. She's still strapped to the table, and has one of those like torpedo bras. Uh, Oh, blah blah blah. You right? Yeah, I mean we're basically doing embedded. This movie also is like the atomic brain. Just like atomic really has not shit to do with any of this. And also the failsafe is that the scientist that's doing the brain transplants has like a nuclear reactor or something in the basement, and basically he's gonna set off a nuclear bomb in the basement if anything goes wrong. It's like, what the fuck? So I guess I should look at these again. I don't know what the Apache license actually is. I think it's basically that BSD, basically. So bearssl. Oh, wait, that's an odd thing. Are these actually? Oh, yeah. I wish you could just watch like the movies that were on here for Mystery Science Theater 3000 without the Mystery Science Theater part. Well, this Star Wars movie is very clearly a Star Wars ripoff. Hmm. disappointing. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a requirement pretty much. This part was interesting. I don't know that you can say the same for embed TLS. Yeah, the industry standard. Hmm. Oh, it's got a libc dependency. Oh. Hmm. Okay, so I guess we should start here. Why um why are there no links? I feel like that's a gap. What? Wait, is it now? Yeah, okay. Now it's embed. What does that even mean? Reference embed PSA. What the fuck is that? Oh. Oh. Don't, yeah, I don't know. Fine, but seems like that's something I shouldn't care about. I guess I'm gonna not make more coffee now. I don't like those. Oh, yeah, okay. So, do I leave this running? always problematic. I am just gonna stop the stream because I don't care generally, but it does mean I have to. It's interesting that all these streaming services will complain when your bit rate is too low. All right, so we're just stopping.